4 chamber, and from fifth intercostal space, I'll go a space up. I'll be focusing exclusively on RVR. This is known as focused RVRA view, where we look at exclusive RVRA for their evaluations. And this is the window where we would like to do all the measurements. When the measurements will come, this is the window where we do all the measurements. So we can measure RVRA in this particular window. Okay. Somebody asked me like how to store static images. This is static image store. Look at the screen, left side static image store. If I let it play and store it 2 times, it will be a AVI clip. I hope that is done. Dr. Saurabh, you have to ask something.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, sir. I just wanted to ask, how do we adjust, as Dr. Parasha told us in the Doppler, the baseline and the velocity ranges?
I'll be coming to that in a few minutes, but let me do right now.
Okay, sir.
Look at the screen. So this is the colors, correct? So I'm going to put a positive Doppler spectrum across it. There is a button with the name of baseline shift. Look, I'm shifting my baseline up.
Okay.
I'm shifting my baseline down.
Yes.
Similarly, with one button, I can change the scale also. The button is reset scale.
Okay.
My humble request with everybody of you is, please play with the machine. The best part of any Doppler machine is once you switch it off, bring it back, it will get to factory resetting automatically. Press each and every button, see what exactly it's doing. Right, sir?
Yes, sir. Sir, is there any option to reset the settings? I mean, to change the settings in which it is already on the factory reset?
We can do that. We can ask the vendor to do the settings change.
Okay. Because my machine is also an ultrasound machine. So
you'll have to call your vendor. Vendor will help you on setting your machines.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Deepak Kumar. Any question, Dr. Deepak?
No, it was raised previously.
Okay. Dr. Narendra Kumar.
Yes, sir.
No question, Narendra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anuj, you have another question?
Yes, sir. Sir, is there any button to change the speed of the video we are getting?
Correct. There is a word with the name of horizontal sweep. So if I'm doing a Doppler, I can increase the sweep speed. Look, I'm going to do that sweep speed now. So I'm increasing my sweep speed. This is almost 200 millimeters per second. Normally we keep it at 50 to 66. This is at 50 to 50 millimeters per second. Look at the bottom of the screen. It's written over here, 50 millimeters per second. Correct? And on a machine, you have got a horizontal sweep speed. You can reset that sweep speed in any patients.
And sir, why do we need to do that, sir?
Why do we need to do that?
Yes, sir.
There is one parameter which is known as color flow mapping. There is one parameter which is known as color flow mapping. In that parameter, we increase the sweep speed to almost 100 millimeters per second.
100 millimeters, sir?
Per second.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Now I'll go to the second part, that is what is probe, what is index marker, and how do we put on a chest, correct? Now can you see this probe?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is a mark on this probe over here. This is known as index marker.
Yes, sir.
This is a footprint of a probe. Correct?
Okay,
This
sir.
footprint should be such that it can insulate in between intercostal spaces easily. This will be too big for pediatric or neonatal population. So what do? We go to pediatric or neonatal transducer. Now I'm going to show you two probes at the same time. Can you see them? Look at the footprint of these two probes. One is smaller, second is bigger. And this is pediatric probe and this is adult probe. The neonatal probe is still smaller than this, very smaller than this for a footprint. Right? Once we use these probes, we use a word as index marker. So this is index marker of a probe. I say left third intercostal space. Now the subject is right in front of you. This is sternal angle. This is third intercostal space. Just adjust it to parasternum. And I'm going to put this probe at index marker facing 11 o'clock position. Index marker at 11 o'clock position. So look at the screen. What do we get? What we get?
Black
This is the
smears.
place of interrogation of transducer. This is RV free wall, RV anterior aortic root, which is in continuation with the intervertebral septum. This is aorta, right coronary cusp and non-coronary cusp. Right coronary cusp has got a right coronary artery, non-coronary cusp does not have any coronary artery. This is anterior aortic root, this is posterior aortic root, which is continuation with AML. This is LA. This is LA free wall. And this is PML, which is in continuation with LA free wall, either to PML or posterior wall. And now look very carefully. I am tilting this transducer little toward mediastinum. This flash window and footprint will start looking towards mediastinum. So what we get? We get tricuspid valve over here. Here's a tricuspid valve. This is RA, this is RB. I can adjust it with my hands. This is RA, this is RB. This is aorta in between over here. So this is RA, RB inflow route. So from flax window, if I tilt my transducer little toward mediastinum, I am going to get RB, RA inflow route. Back at flax. Somebody asked me this question. If I tilt to opposite side, look, if I tilt to opposite side, what I'm going to get is pulmonic artery and RBOT outflow view. Look at the transducer and look at the views. This is flash window, mediastinum tilt of a footprint, RBR inflow view. Lateral shoulder, left shoulder tilt, it will give you RB40 view. At the same place, if we keep and rotate 90 degrees, so what do we get at the third intercostal spaces? Mitral wall. So this is AML, this is PML. This is lateral commissure, this is medial commissure. This is intervertebral septum. This is RB. The pressure dependence lies on this. If RB pressure is more than LB pressure, this will start becoming flattened. Now look, I'm tilting my transducer towards aorta. What do we get? We are getting aorta in the center, then RA, RB, tricuspid valve, RB proper, proximal RBOT, distal RBOT, then pulmonic valves, and finally pulmonic artery. And you could see a beautiful left coronary artery in this subject. Here is a left coronary artery arising from left coronary cusp. Here is a right coronary artery arising from right coronary cusp, and no artery arising from the non-coronary cusp. In case you find somebody whose artery is arising from non-coronary, please do inform me. So we have arteries which are visualized. Now tilting my footprint of a transducer back to mitral valve, then gradually towards his left hip. If I'm going towards left hip, what I'm going to get is a papillary muscle on both sides, and finally the please silent your mic again, request. So I'll repeat all 6 views. Third intercostal space, medial tilt of a footprint, RV flow view, left shoulder tilt, RV OT view, back to plaques window, passage short access view at mitral wall.
I could not see the screen.
That is your problem, man. Click and come back again. Everybody is able to see it. Correct? Screen पर आकर दीजिए.
Sir, index marker at which position, sir, now?
Now index marker is at 1 o'clock position, 1 to 2 o'clock position.
At this level, you will get papillary muscle, na?
We can get all of them now.
Okay, sir.
I'll repeat again and again as many times as you want. Plaques window, is that okay?
Yeah, sir.
Now tilt toward mediastinum, footprint towards mediastinum, RVR inflow view, footprints towards RVOT, footprint towards left shoulder, RVOT. This boy should be. This is Shivaji Mali. Block him, block him. He does not listen at all. He's been talking a number of times. Rotate 90 degree. What we get is first mitral valve. Let the footprint looks towards aorta or right shoulder. We get aorta view, short axis view at aorta. Come back to mitral valve. Go back to papillary muscles and then the apex spine. That's how it works. Right? Are we clear about plaques window?
Sir, the last view, please. Can you repeat it?
I'm going from plaques window, rotate 90 degree, mitral valve. My arrow is on mitral valve right now. Let the footprint looks towards right shoulder, aorta. So this is aorta in the center, RA, RV, proximal RVOT, distal RVOT, pulmonic artery will bifurcate to right and left. Then my footprint starts looking towards left hip from aorta to left, first papillary muscles, mitral valve, then papillary muscle, and finally the apex. These are the 4 cut short axis view at plaques window. Okay? And mind my words, I'm perpendicular, I'm not parallel. So in this window, only color would be seen by pulmonic artery. So this is a place where we'll do parallel short axis view at aorta, we'll get a pulmonic flows. Now you can get a good pulmonic views, pulmonic flow patterns. At the same time, I can get a short axis view at aorta, my tricuspid flow pattern. Because I'm parallel to blood flow in tricuspid valve. So I'm tricuspid flow pattern. Right? And no other flow would be seen in this window. Suppose I'm looking at mitral I'm oblique, almost 90 degree. This is mitral. The flow is from this direction to this direction, but I'm interrogating in this direction. Same is aorta. So I'm not going to interrogate aorta over here. Correct? And if I go to outflow tract, I said plaques window, inflow view, and then outflow view. Here I'm going to look at again pulmonic artery. Same pulmonic artery in this outflow view.
Sir, inflow, RARV inflow.
This is RVR inflow view. Footprint looking towards mediastinum. Plaques window, footprint looking towards mediastinum. Comfortable? Shall I move to next window?
Sir, in which finger are you holding the pointer, sir? Which finger? Is it index or the thumb you are holding?
I'm holding both my index and thumb.
I know,
This
sir.
is how I'm holding it.
The marker, sir. The marker.
Marker is at the place of thumb.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So I'm putting the marker at the thumb level. Okay.
Got it,
I know
sir. Thank you.
It's not going to be very easy. 11 o'clock marker, as well as somebody has written from, I don't know from where it is. They said 11 o'clock marker. All right. We go to apical window. Now we have to be as parallel to apical window. Look, I'm perpendicular. Now I'm getting parallel to apical window. Fifth intercostal space. I'm increasing my depth so that I'm able to contain my LV, LA views. So this is LV, this is LA, this is RA, this is RV, this is interatrial septum, this is interventricular septum. You can see a dropout way here. This is not ASD, this is a dropout. And how can you prove it? There is no flow across this dropout. And second, if suppose somebody has got a large ASD like this, what will happen to RVRA?
Dilated, sir.
RVRA should be dilated, but here RVRA is smaller than LVLA. So it's all hemodynamics. You have to put your mind together what we are talking about. In this 4-chamber view, we have lateral papillary muscle over here. Then we have septum. This is known as septum. This is known as lateral wall. This is known as RV free wall. We are not focusing RV free wall. We are focusing on septum as well as lateral wall. Septum is divided into 3 parts based on a middle segment where the papillary muscle is there. So if this is the papillary muscle, this lateral wall is divided. The papillary muscle area is mid lateral. Up towards apex is apical lateral. Towards the base is basal lateral. Same opposite to this is mid septum, apical septum, apical lateral wall. And these has to be identified very thoroughly. Look, if I don't identify thoroughly, I'll not be able to tell you what kind of wall motion abnormalities I've got. As I said earlier also, mid and basal septum supplied by RCA. Apical septum supplied by LAD. Apical lateral wall supplied by LAD. And mid and basal lateral wall is supplied by circumference. If there's a proximal RCA lesion where involves a RCA territory, even the RV free wall would be hypokinetic. Right? From this window, somebody asked me this question, how to focus RVRA? Just go a space up. Look at the camera. Look at the screen. I'm going a space up. That's all. I'm getting rid of RVRA.
The voice is not clear, sir.
Mark is at the same point. Just think LVLA is over here, RVRA is over here. If I'm screening over here for LVLA, if I move a space up, what are we screening? I'll be screening RVRA. Correct? Now from 4-chamber view, if my footprint start looking towards shoulder, what happens? Aorta opens up. So this is the aorta which opens up in this fashion.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Voice is not clear, sir.
Voice is not clear. Now it's better.
Apical window, sir, where we put the pointer.
No, voice is okay or not?
The voice is okay.
Okay, fine.
No, sir,
So
typical window, sir, where we should we place the pointer.
pointer should be at 2 o'clock position, left fifth intercostal space. Look at the pointer over here.
Yes.
2 to 3 o'clock position and as parallel to the chest wall as possible. Correct?
Yes, sir.
If the footprint, this is a footprint. If it starts looking towards right shoulder, then the aorta opens up. Look, the aorta is opened up over here. Close, back. Open aorta, close aorta. Right? So this is 4-chamber view. This is 5-chamber view, and this is known as anterior septum. And this could be posterior or it could be lateral wall. So we do not count territories for wall thickening abnormality in 5-chamber view. This is known as LVOT area, and this is known as aortic flow area. Before the valve, LVOT. After the valve is aortic valve. Now rotating my transducer back from 2 to 3 o'clock position to 1 o'clock position. Now it's 2-chamber view, and 2-chamber view has got a papillary muscles. Now this papillary muscle is there, which is suggests this is inferior wall and this is anterior wall. This is anterior, this is inferior wall. So if there is a papillary muscle, this is inferior. And if there is no papillary muscle, as seen now, this becomes posterior wall. So this is anterior septum and this becomes posterior wall. Go back. 4-chamber view. Footprint looking toward aorta. Back. 2-chamber view, counterclockwise rotation to 2 o'clock position or 1 o'clock position. Further counterclockwise rotation, 3-chamber view. Right? So these are the all 6 windows we see in apical windows. So I said 4-chamber view has got middle basal septum supplied by RCA, apical septum LAD, apical lateral wall LAD, middle basal lateral wall circumflex. Rotate counterclockwise rotation, middle basal inferior wall supplied by RCA, and whole of the restern segment, apical inferior and whole of the LAD, anterior wall is supplied by LAD. Counterclockwise rotation, mid anterior septum and apical anterior septum, mid anterior and basal anterior septum by LAD, and this is supplied by circumflex. Right? And in this window, what we do? We'll measure the mitral flow patterns. Here is the place where we'll do a mitral flow patterns. So this is E wave, this is A wave. So whenever stenosis is there, we'll trace out the whole Doppler spectrum pattern and then get a pressure half time. Similarly, we can look at an aortic flow and LVOT flow. If I'm keeping my cursor by pulse wave just before the valve, this is known as LVOT flow. Look, it's a cursor with 2 lines seen in it. If I move my cursor into the aorta, it becomes aortic flow. Correct? Now you see aliasing. So I'm increasing the scale of this or baseline. So we look at aortic valve, we look at mitral valve. We also look at an aortic valve in 3-chamber view. Same, switch on colors, pulse wave at LVOT, then move to aorta. This is aortic flow. So apical window is useful for flow measurements in mitral and aortic valve and to look for wall thickening abnormalities. Similarly, if you go to focused RVRA view, This is focused RV array. So this view would be good for looking at tricuspid flow pattern as well as TR jet gradient. So I'm measuring tricuspid flow pattern, changing the baseline, and if I go up and move to below the valve, I'm going to get a TR jet gradient. This is TR jet, and majority of TR jet gradient is almost by continuous wave Doppler. So this is TR jet gradient, which you can see over here. So this is the TR jet gradient velocity, almost 2 meters per second. So what we look in four-chamber view is all wall thickening abnormalities, mitral aortic flow, as well as tricuspid flow and RV free wall, RV array sizes. Then we ask the patient to lie down flat on his back. See the later. He is on back, index marker at 3 o'clock position. Here is the index marker at 3 o'clock position. And I'm again parallel to his imaging quality. And my image is slightly towards right hand side. So it's on RV array side. What do we get? This is RV, this is RA, this is RV free wall. Here is a tricuspid valve in between. Okay. And if I rotate to counterclockwise rotation, what I'm opening up is IVC over here. So this is IVC which I'm opening over here. RV array inflow view, this subcostal window, and counterclockwise rotation, I'm opening up my IVC over here. And this IVC, I can measure the size of this IVC, which is very helpful in looking at the volume status of a patient. So this is the volume of status of a patient. Here is IVC size, which is almost 16 centimeter, 16 millimeter. Anything less than 12 millimeter is considered as hypovolemic state. Right? And last window, suprasternal window, still lying on a flat on his back, I'm putting a probe right into the suprasternal window. Now you can look, index marker at 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock position, reducing the depth. I can see his left common carotid vessel over here, left subclavian. There's one more vessel over here and a left innominate vessel, not left, innominate vessel. This is left common carotid, left subclavian, and this is descending aorta, and you can look, this is ascending aorta. Same tilting of a transducer, just footprint is tilting. And you have to be very gentle and soft in putting a suprasternal window. Right? I can switch on the colors to show you. This is ascending aorta and this is descending aorta. All right. I hope you are able to clear about various views.
Sir, how to get the RV focused view in vital window? Can you please tell again?
Turn to left hand side. I'm going to fifth intercostal space. Apical window, 4 chamber, go a space up. That's it. From 5th to 4th intercostal space. And believe my words, majority of you will be doing this window for apical window.
Okay, thank you.
How do you change the depth, sir? Please.
Depth, Dr. Nirmal, how to change the depth?
Depth, yes, sir. Depth.
Yeah, there is a button with the name of depth in the screen. So this is a button with the name of depth. So I'm increasing or reducing my depth. Now my depth is only 10 centimeter. Now I'm increasing the depth is about 15 centimeter. There's a depth button is there. Counterclockwise rotation will increase you, reduce you, or clockwise rotation will increase you.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Venkatesh,
How depth and zoom are different, sir. Zoom does the same thing also.
how depth and zooms are different. Okay. Please raise your hand because other people are there in the line also. So this is depth, which I was talking about, correct? This is a button with a depth. There is another button which is known as zoom. Now this is zooming of a mitral valve. We need a zooming for looking at vegetations. These are not vegetations. These are chords which are seen in the patient subject. Correct? Dr. Venkatesh?
Sir, sir, I want to know about parallel views, sir. Parallel views.
Parallel views.
How to see parallel as well as perpendicular, sir. In transducer, how to locate parallel and perpendicular.
In what context it is?
Sir, if I want to see the parallel views as you told, how to keep the transducer towards the, like, to see the parallel views, sir.
Not parallel. Parasol long axis view. Okay, I got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is perpendicular views. You're scanning a heart in perpendicular fashion. Cut section, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is parallel view where we are scanning the heart like this fashion, not
Okay,
in
sir.
this
Okay,
fashion. This
Okay,
is
sir.
parallel views. So you are
Okay,
able
sir.
to see
Okay.
all four chambers. Here you are able to see only the point where you are interrogating. Cut section just perpendicular.
Okay, sir. Okay,
So
sir.
imaging is good in perpendicular views, but flow is good in parallel views. Right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Niharika. Go ahead, Niharika. Dr. Shadab.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, can you, sir, explain once again, sir, at parasternal short axis, how you are moving the probe, sir, to see aortic
It's
valve
a very
level?
simple. Just look at the subject. In the focus. So on flax window.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm rotating 90 degree, keeping the same position.
Yes, sir.
At third intercostal space, we know we have got the mitral valve. So we have mitral valve in the center. My footprint looks towards aorta, right shoulder. My aorta opens up. My footprint comes back to mitral wall, perpendicular, and then start looking left hip. Then papillary muscles and apex.
Okay.
Dr. Mahmood Iqbal.
Sir, what is the direction of marker in supraesternal views?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Niharika, are you there? Dheeraj Kumar.
Sir, when they comment about IVC, they also comment more than 50% variation with respiration less than 50%. How we do that, sir?
I'm sorry, I can't demonstrate in this because his IVC is very small right now. When we take an inspiration, we are able to see that collapse 50% less or more. We'll come back to those things again and again.
Right, sir.
Let me just try in this case. See the lid job? Class of मेरी IVC किसी को दिखाई नहीं। लंबा सांस लो. Now you can see the IVC which is getting collapsed. You know, like I can show you only collapsed IVC.
Yeah,
Look,
sir.
IVC is changing with respiration. You could put an M mode in this.
Okay.
I'm doing an M mode now. That you'll realize better. Although he was holding respiration, this is the maximum size of IVC, which changes to this smaller size of IVC.
Okay, sir. Yes.
And it is said you take an inspiration or you do a Valsalva or sniff test. This IV should collapse more than 50%, then RF pressure is 5 millimeters of mercury. If it does not collapse, collapses less than 50%, RF pressures are 10. If IVC is dilated and collapses more than 50%, RF pressures are 10. And if it does not collapse, dilated IVC, RF pressures are 15. We'll be showing these things again and again. At this present moment, we want to show you what is Doppler is. Niharika is alive now. Niharika, go ahead. Niharika, I can't see you. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Still can't see you. Yeah. Can't listen to you at all, Niharika. Niharika, just post your question. Just type the question. Dr. Ravi Kumar Singh.
Sir, in which view we can see pericardial space, sir?
Pericardial space. Best view for looking pericardial space is subcostal window. So this is a pericardium. Here is pericardium. Unfortunately, the space, this is visceral and this is parietal. The space is negligent over here. So this is pericardial effusion, you can see over here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, right. Rupali,
Sir, how to change it to M mode, sir?
how to change to M mode? There's a button, press M mode, M mode will come automatically. Just a minute, Rupali.
Sir, how to take right parasternal?
I'll show you, Rupali, just give me 2 minutes time. So this is cut mode of M mode. Now you can see very well the pericardial thickness and two separate parts of pericardium. This is very clearly seen over here. Visceral and parietal pericardium. Right? Rupali, for right parasternal window, you have to patient has to write on right hand side, not on left hand side. Then you put your index marker at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock position, and index should be parallel. I can't show you, but I'm telling you like where to keep it. Look at the screen over here. Look at the camera. The aorta arises over here and goes right with this and dips posteriorly. So my index marker would be somewhere at this position to look for ascending aorta in right parasternal window. This is right, and patient is writing on other side, opposite side. Correct? And the best way of looking at it is to switch on colors. And this will be more better demonstrated when you see for aortic stenosis. Achal, you have some question?
Yes, sir. Actually, my question was mainly related to measurements. Like the previous question, when we measure IVC, it is some people say that it should be measured where the hepatic vein just joins the IVC.
Just distal to hepatic vein. Correct. Wherever the hepatic.
Like closer to the heart, means closer to the RA, just where it.
No, opposite side. Opposite
side. Opposite side. Okay, sir. And similarly, in effusions, they report in a multiple, I think, views lateral to LV, posterior to LV, and anterior to RV.
Unfortunately, what happens? Pericardial effusion is echo is not a very good modality for pericardial effusion. Because pericardial effusion could be generalized or could be localized.
No, sir.
When pericardial effusion is generalized, we always measure a subcostal window. When it's localized, then we measure from different windows.
Okay, okay, sir.
To show that this pericardial effusion was present over there.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
So views, and then they tell you like anterior, posterior, inferior. So many classification comes up automatically.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Anybody else?
Sir.
Anuj, go ahead.
So in case of ASD and VSD, means a defect across the septum, how can we have a view to have a Doppler angulation parallel to the probe?
Subcostal window.
So in subcostal, how can we have ASD, I mean, at interarterial septum parallel to the vector?
Interarterial septum is parallel. Now this is subcostal window for this subject. This is the color flow for this subject. Now look, there is a ASD in this subject. Here is a ASD in this subject. This is the window, subcostal window. We are almost parallel to the flow.
Yes, sir.
Because the flow will go from this place to this place. And when we are interrogating a subcostal window, this is the best view to look for ASD views. Although ASDs of various types, we are going to discuss them later on. At this moment, for you, subcostal window is the ideal window. Okay, anybody else? Dr. Rajshri Karat.
Sir, my question is that, sir, in the right parasternal wrong axis, it is difficult to get in a normal patient, or only stenosis patient, the window is clear for the right parasternal?
Very true. Normally, you don't get this right parasternal window for a normal subjects. This will be only seen when you have a significant severe aortic stenosis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Narendra, go ahead.
Sir, with reference of the sir ECG, how we demonstrate sir regurgitation and stenosis pattern in the fetal?
Okay. In relation to ECG, how do you demonstrate? Narendra, give me 5 minutes time. Any other question related to this windows? Dr. Archana Sinalkar. Give me 5 minutes of this. Any other question on this windows? Because then I'll be talking about color Doppler, pulse, continuous wave, movement of these windows, pulse peak gradient, mean gradient.
So could you just explain me once again the parasternal short axis, 3 things. One will together, I mean, so that I could correlate. One is the left ventricle base, mid and apex.
Our question is, in parasternal short axis, where do you say base of the heart, mid segment of the heart, apical segment of the heart? That's right, Sunita?
Yes, sir. If we could just see all the 3 together, you know.
Together?
Together in the sense one after the other, so that you can.
That will be possible. So where the mitral valve is located? Basal segments. Okay, I'll go from a different window.
Not clear, yes.
Yeah. Now, mitral valve is where located. This is located in basal segments, right? Papillary muscle in mid segments, and the apex does not have anything. That is apical segments. So if I go to parasternal short axis view, if I happen to see a mitral valve, these are basal segments. I did not touch them deliberately at this moment. So these are septum, and these are 6 segments of the basal segments of LV. Then if I happen to see a papillary muscle, these are 6 segments of the mid segments. And if I stop seeing papillary muscle, they are the 4 segments of apex. Right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's a very simple thing, like mitral valve, basal segments, papillary muscle, mid segments, apex, apical segments.
Okay, sir.
But here, the fibers which are working, they are not longitudinal fibers. They are transverse and radial fibers which are working. So maybe like 10 years down the line, we were putting emphasis on looking at the cut section to talk about wall thickening abnormalities. No more in 2022. Because whenever the longitudinal function in this fourth chamber view goes down, the radial and circumferential takes over. Here you might see only wall motion abnormality. But if you happen to see and go to short axis view, there you may not see any wall motion abnormalities because there the radial and circumferential fibers are working. So they try to compensate, and that's why functions. You have a normal ejection fraction, but if you go by two-dimensional stain, that GLS is low. All right, Sunita?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anybody
Thank you,
else?
sir.
So no more at this point. Let's have a 5 minutes of a break. Let's pick up a tea or a coffee, and then we'll come back in another 5 minutes. This is 7:40 right now. 7:39. We'll be back at 7:45. Then we'll start with the color flow mapping and adapters. All right, we'll stop over here.